Zafar Masud experienced what most of us could only imagine: the closeness of death, the fragile thread between life and eternity, and the unexpected moments that redefine everything. On May 22, 2020, he survived the tragic PK8303 crash in Karachi.
You know, when the crash was about to happen,
Mayday, Pakistan 8303.
the whole life came in front of me. From my childhood to now my life going back to Lahore. And there were no regrets. I was ready to go.
In those seconds before impact, when time stood still, Zafar found clarity. It revealed what truly matters: living a life of meaning and purpose. A commitment he made that day and now carries forward in every choice, word, and action. Zafar's journey after the crash was not just about survival, but transformation. Personally, professionally, and spiritually. Months earlier, Zafar had taken up the position of CEO of the Bank of Punjab, a role he returned to after his near-death experience. He led not with fear, but with a renewed sense of purpose that would redefine his leadership and his life.
Mr. Zafar has revolutionized the transformation of the Bank of Punjab and have worked day in, day out in nurturing the organization's objectives. One can clearly witness the change during his tenure, where BUP is now considered to be a trendsetter and has set new standards of banking that would be hard for its peers to follow.
Under the leadership of Mr. Zafar Masud, the bank has successfully transformed its image from a provincial bank to a national commercial bank. Recognizing the bank's limited footprint in the southern region, he spearheaded a strategic expansion to strengthen our presence there. This expansion was not limited to the south, but extended nationwide, significantly broadening our reach.
But Zafar's journey wasn't only about professional success. His recovery from the crash required physical, emotional, and mental healing.
And for me, post-crash, it was very important to keep my sanity in check. Despite all the taboos, I decided to go through a psychiatric treatment. I went through a therapy for 6 months to make sure that, if there are any gaps, I'll take care of those gaps. And if there's nothing, then I'll find out in due course of time that there's nothing. But it's important for me to go through the motions. It's important for me to go through this whole process of my mental check or sanity check, as they call it. And I think that decision I'm very proud of, and I think it's a bold decision which I had to take, and I took that. And I believe still that I'm still going through that, is the survivor's guilt. And the survivor's guilt essentially means that, that you have to have thankful to God. You need to owe this to the God and to the world that, because you have survived this kind of lethal crash, you owe this to the people, the God's people, and to the God. And that survivor's guilt also make you very empathetic, very self-correcting, and that makes all the difference in your personality and the decision and the move you make.
The experience of survival and the crash itself reshaped Zafar's philosophy of leadership and life.
Under leadership of Mr. Masud, we increased the minimum salary, implemented fair salary adjustments, and revamped our pay structure to enhance performance incentives and career progression. His focus on attracting and retaining top talent has injected fresh perspectives into the organization.
Further, he has worked hard on cultural change, diversity and inclusivity, and his passion about empowerment are marvelous.
He believes that personal and professional lives should be in harmony with integrity and compassion at their core. These reflections form the foundation of his upcoming book, 𝐇𝐚𝐻, a collection of 10 musings that serve as a blueprint for leadership, relationships, and living a life of no regrets.
Just to share with you what those 10 learnings are, it's arrogance,
A word we often misunderstand. For Zafar, it's a reminder of humility in every step.
it's dues,
In life, we all owe dues to our families, our teams, our community.
it's goodness,
Goodness at work mirrors goodness at home. No facades, no separation of self.
I have observed that Mr. Zafar's leadership has evolved to embody a profound sense of empathy and compassion.
it's sincerity,
Sincerity means every decision and every word is made without regret.
and I told my God that I'm coming. But that has now become a big liability on me. This whole no regrets piece has put a lot of pressure on me that whatever action I take, whatever decision I make, whatever word I utter, shall not have any impact on anybody that I will regret later on. It's miracles.
Miracles aren't always grand gestures. For Zafar, a miracle was in the quiet moments, the sunrise after the crash, the kindness of strangers, and the chance to begin again.
It's willpower,
The crash tested his strength, but also his desire to confront fears head on.
His example of leading from the front, even in the face of adversity, has encouraged the team to approach their work with greater confidence and boldness.
it's rituals,
Rituals give structure to our lives. For Zafar, they're about connecting with those around him.
it's bold steps,
Bold steps define Zafar's leadership and life philosophy.
I have seen him face challenges with unwavering boldness, consistently defying the odds in his professional life, which has made him a leader who truly leads from the front.
The other bold decision was to allay my fears about the aircraft and traveling by air going into the future. And that also I overcome by traveling on the same plane, same airline, same seat, and on the same flight, we're going back to Lahore. It's communication.
Communication isn't just about words, it's about connection and transparency.
And it's all about leaving the legacy behind. Legacy.
Above all, Zafar's thoughts turn to legacy, the mark we leave behind.
Today, BOP is recognized as a major player in the national commercial sector under the leadership of Mr. Zafar Masud.
Zafar's story reminds us that life is a lease, a leased breath.
It's trained me to be more empathetic. It's trained me to be in a position to take more risk. And it has also, make me careful that I don't do anything that I will regret later on in life, or especially when I'm leaving this world.
And in that fleeting space between breaths lies the courage to change, to impact, to live a life that leaves no regrets.